As an avid film buff, it pains me to say that my excitement towards the Academy Awards has slowly decreased over the last few years. I won't waste time with complaints that nobody sees the films that are nominated or it's a political popularity contest, because frankly that may never change. However, when this year's ceremony began with a moving tribute to the city of Los Angeles and the films that have been shot there, and then a spectacular performance from Wicked's Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, I couldn't help but feel a little bit excited again. Conan O'Brien, save for a bizarre and unnecessary musical number, was an excellent host and should definitely be asked back next year. This year was a weird race for Best Picture. Early on, Emilia Perez and The Brutalist both emerged as frontrunners, only for both to very quickly become plagued with controversy and fall from grace. Everyone's eyes then turned to Anora, which swept the night with 5 wins, including Best Picture, Director, Lead Actress, Adapted Screenplay, and Film Editing. I really enjoyed Anora. Initially, I never thought it had a chance to win any of these major awards, but I'm very glad it did. It was shocking to see Mikey Madison win Best Lead Actress over Demi Moore, the favorite for her performance in The Substance. Who would have guessed the young actress would actually beat out the seasoned veteran? Regrettably, Emilia Perez did not go home empty-handed, winning Best Supporting Actress for Zoe Saldana, frankly the only award it deserved, and Best Original Song. Despite this, the winners did nothing to speak in support of the Mexican or trans communities during their televised speeches. These are 2 communities who were deeply offended by this film. And while Adrien Brody did give a great performance in The Brutalist, as he went on and on trying to set the record for the longest acceptance speech ever, and he did by telling the orchestra to stop playing him off, he began to feel less and less deserving. There's also the fact that AI was used, which is what the Writers and Actors Guilds went on strike for 2 years ago, to enhance his Hungarian accent for the role, which should have disqualified him from the very beginning. As for Best Animated Feature, Flow may not have been the most structurally sound narrative of the nominees, but its technical achievements alone definitely secured its win, though in my opinion, The Wild Robot was robbed. It was nice to see Wicked come home with a couple trophies. It definitely was this year's Barbie, meaning it's the crowd favorite that was nominated for awards, but probably only to attract audiences. Interestingly, musical numbers from both were even performed at their respective year's ceremony. Sort of makes you think, if these films are such crowd pleasers, why aren't they winning more awards? Well, probably because voting members of the Academy don't watch the films they vote for. Hollywood trades often release anonymous Oscar ballots leading up to the big night, and some of the voters' comments this year are pretty scathing. Many admitted to not even finishing or watching some of the longer films like Dune Part 2 and The Brutalist, while others said things like they didn't vote for Ralph Fiennes in Conclave for Best Lead Actor because, quote, he won before and Adrien Brody hasn't, which a quick Google would tell you that's wrong. Quite the opposite, actually. The Oscar ceremonies have gotten progressively better in the last few years due to the more diverse catalog of films and talent being nominated. While mostly everyone deserved to win, this year was not perfect. The Oscars very much should be the film buff's equivalent to the Super Bowl, and let's be honest, the Super Bowl is more entertaining when your team is playing in it. If Academy voters are going to set the standard for which films deserve recognition, then they need to expand their gaze beyond a handful of films each year and, frankly, do their research. If I can finish The Brutalist, so can they. Until next award season, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS.